Welcome to the Ice Guys, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. Friday, June 24th, Ian Cameron, Alex B. Smith, and Vito on this Friday as we get ready for Game 5 in the NHL Stanley Cup Final, Lightning and Avalanche. And man, it's been a lengthy season. We got started here, obviously, in October. We are now at June 24th. Hell, we're a week away from July, and we still have NHL hockey going on. But tonight might be the final game we preview this season, as for the first time here in the final, we have an elimination night and the potential for the Stanley Cup to be awarded here tonight in Denver at Ball Arena with Game 5 of the Avs and the Lightning. So will it be the case? We're about to find out, but let's jump right into it. We've got Game 5 tonight, Colorado, Tampa Bay, and we have seen pretty much, when you look at the line movement here, for Game 5 tonight, and very much Colorado is where the money has gone. This opened as low as minus 150. We're now seeing minus 180 in a lot of spots with Colorado, and even higher in some areas as well. Some books as well have it even higher at minus 190. So there has definitely been some big movement here on the Colorado Avalanche going into this game. The total remains where it pretty much has been for the majority of this series, which is 6 across the board, shaded to the under a little bit here tonight for Game 5. But, when I look at this series here tonight and I look at this Colorado or this Tampa Bay team, we'll start with them because they're the team that's fascinating to talk about. We saw them, get off to a great start in Game 4, which was our betcast the other night. They got the Cirelli goal. It's unfortunate for Colorado. Kemper's mask came off, and the rule didn't allow them to do anything about it anyway. So that's why the goal was able to stand. But Tampa Bay, Colorado tied at 2-2. They had that chance with the 2-1 lead. And you can see as that game went on in Game 4, Colorado got stronger. And the thing that I've really noticed in Game 4 is just the toll that the series is taking from an injury standpoint on Tampa Bay. And you're seeing just the pain and the wincing of, Steven Stamkos blocking 1 million shots in Game 4. You're seeing Eric Chernak, who's one of the more counted upon in his own zone defensemen for the Tampa Bay Lightning, leave that game due to just taking multiple shots that he's blocked. And he's another blocked shot machine, taking them in bad areas. He has to go off the ice, come back. He gutted it out, but you got to believe he ain't close to 100%. I don't think Stamkos is. I know Hedman isn't. I know Kucherov isn't. I know Nick Paul isn't. This is definitely a team that is trying to fight the good fight and get through this series and win a third championship based on guts, resolve, resilience, never say die, never quit attitude. But there was that old saying, and it's a saying that Rick Jeanneret used in his it got me emotional with his final goodbye when he signed off for the final time with Buffalo's final game this year. And the reason he said he was retiring, he reiterated it, I want to keep doing it, but my body just isn't responding right now. I'm an older guy. He said the mind is willing, but the flesh is weak, is the line he used when he said goodbye for the final time, his final sign-off. Doesn't that feel like the Tampa Bay Lightning right now? The mind is willing, but the flesh is weak. That's what this looks like to me with them at the moment. Yeah, the guts and the will to try to win a third title, but you're talking about a walking wounded team. Like tonight, who knows if Chernak's going to play, and if he is, I can't imagine he's 100% after taking the shots in the unprotected areas of his body that he took them the other night, which forced him to leave the game in the first place. I know Kucherov and Stamkos and Hedman aren't 100%. And look, Colorado's got bumps and bruises. Colorado, I know, has some players playing through injuries that are significant as well. But when you just sit back and you look at this series in general, I've got to believe there's more impactful, significant health issues and injury issues with Tampa Bay right now than there is with Colorado, especially considering Colorado, this is where the 9 days of rest, prior to the Stanley Cup final probably comes in handy for the Avalanche. I just think there's just too much to overcome right now for Tampa Bay. They are going to need 56 save or 52 save Andrei Vasilevsky tonight to steal a game. To me, that's the one and only pathway for Tampa Bay tonight. And I know the plus 160 for some people, with the two-time defending champs facing elimination. And it does kind of scare me that we are talking playoff elimination Vasilevsky. We know how he's been in these games. He's been absolutely phenomenal with the zeros and the ones and, the very few goals that he's allowed in these kind of scenarios. But I don't know. I think this is a totally different animal. This is as good a team as there is right now, Colorado. It's a team that even in front of them, these shot blocking machines, they're all dragging ass, if you will. They're all less than 100%. They're all banged up. It's going to be, I think, a lot more difficult for playoff Vasilevsky to just carry the team on his back in a must-win game tonight here in this one. So for me, I've got it bet three ways in terms of pregame. Colorado minus 1.5 at plus 150. I went with the puck line on the Avs. I went Colorado team total over 3.5 at plus 110. Pretty good price, plus price with a team total over. And I'm also going to jump in with the full game over here, 6, which is currently right now even money at most spots at minus 105 even money. So shop around, make sure you get the best of the number. I'm also going to be on the third period over. Once again, that with an elimination game. So I'm going to bet that pregame. MGM has it, obviously 2.5 with the third period over. And also, if you can find it, not every book has it, but if you can bet the third period to be the highest scoring period, you can get that at around plus 190. I like that as well, because we know that's usually in elimination games where things really can explode in terms of goal scoring production. So that's what I'm looking at here with the Game 5 side and total. I'll save the props as always for later on in the show. Alex, we'll start with you. Side and total, Game 5, Lightning Avs.
Yeah, when you saw the way that for Tampa to lose that last game at home in overtime, obviously the debated call, missed call of too many men on the ice. When you have those kind of losses in the postseason, and now you're down 3-1, like you said, the injuries are mounting to the point now where it's not just playing through aches and pains. It's like I said, significant damage that guys are trying to fight through, and some guys are going to be able to make it, some guys aren't. This Tampa Bay team reminds me a lot of how they looked at the end of the 2015 Cup final. You saw where Ben Bishop tried to play with a fully torn groin. He ended up getting bumped into by his own guy, and that's the first time we, ironically enough, saw Andrei Vasilevsky have to play out the rest of that series. They had a bunch of other injuries as well, and they just fell apart. And that happens a lot to these teams. When they get down to these elimination spots in conference finals, in the Cup final, all of that energy that you've put to get to that point, you just tend to run out of gas, and that's what Tampa Bay looks like. Except Colorado getting stronger and stronger as each game goes on, except that the 9 days of rest have helped them out now more so than it did at the beginning of the series. It seems like, and so it's just momentum going one way, against something that's just kind of falling apart and getting stagnant. I like Colorado here. I jumped all over them at minus $1.15 in regulation. I also took a half unit and split it between Colorado to win by exactly 2 goals at plus 450 and to win by exactly 3 goals at 600. That's kind of my way of attacking the third period over, because like I said, I saw 2 minus $1.25 and then quickly go up to 2.5 or around even money or minus $1.05. I don't want to be involved with that exactly, because we might see Colorado just end up taking advantage of this game early and kind of sitting on things late. This might be a 5-2 or 5-3 game going into the third period. We don't see any scoring the rest of the way. But I think this is Colorado's chance to just truly dominate at home and just, like I said, there's going to be a new champion crowned in my eyes. I think this is the end of the road for Tampa Bay. It's been an incredible run, 2.5 seasons and 3 years in a row to win the Eastern Conference to get this far. But Colorado's just too fast, too strong, and too talented. And I think they hoist the cup at Ball Arena today.
Yeah, the one issue you sometimes worry about with a team that's trying to do this for the first time, right? Colorado and this core of McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog that have been here for years, and even Makar now has been here for a couple of years. But the one concern is, do they have that killer instinct in them to close it out? Do they have the maturity to, the cup's in the building? You're calling in all your family, all your relatives, all your friends. They're all flying in to Denver, Colorado to take in this game tonight. McKinnon's family, Rantanen's family, Landeskog, the whole family and friends, they're all coming down to Denver to watch this game, knowing they could clinch the cup tonight. They could be parading around the ice with the cup. It's very, very easy to fall into that lull and that trap of saying, you know what, we've already won, or looking ahead to it too much, that, hey, we got a chance to win the cup on home ice. We want it so bad that we don't perform. That kind of thing creeps into your and maybe gives you some doubt if you're thinking of back in Colorado. But I like what McKinnon said in his postgame after Game 4. He said, you know what? We're human beings. we're not, computers. We know the Stanley Cup's going to be in the building. We know we're going to have our family and friends, a lot of them in the building as well, in case we win the cup on Friday night. But that isn't going to change the focus and the game plan and the way we are going to go about trying to close it out. We know we have to bring our hardest effort and our absolute best effort to try to win this series and close it out. So I think they're aware of who they're playing, right? They know that Tampa Bay, even if they are injury compromised and battling some significant duress right now in terms of their overall team health, Colorado knows they're still going to throw everything they can at Colorado, whatever that is. And they've still got Vasilevsky in net, who is capable of stealing a game. So, and his track record in elimination games is impeccable. So there are things that say, hey, Tampa Bay can pull this off. But to me, it's more of a physical stamina thing right now for Tampa Bay. I don't think they've got enough in them right now to prolong this series beyond tonight. We'll see if they can. To me, the path for Tampa Bay is very simple. They got to have Vasilevsky with a 50-plus save performance. He's absolutely heroic, and Tampa Bay cashes in and capitalizes on the variety of chances they have against Kemper. If it's like a 52-30 shot game, and I could see that, or something like that, it would be a situation where they've got to capitalize on their chances, and then Vasilevsky's a brick wall at the other end. That, to me, is what's going to happen if Tampa wins. Because if I think it's an even game statistically, it's going to be difficult, I think, for Tampa Bay to emerge with the win here. What do you think, Vito? Game 5, is it over tonight in your opinion?
Of the series, I thought that if Colorado wants to win, they need to win this early, right? Can you hear me? I'm not lagging?
No, you're good.
Tell me if I'm okay. Yeah, so yeah, Colorado definitely needs to win this early, because the deeper this goes, the more advantages for the Tampa because of the goalie. And I mean, the target was to steal the one game on the road, and they did that. So I mean,
But now he is lagging again, Vito. I think the sun is burning your connection right now.
You're in and out a little bit.
Yeah, good. And
yeah, not good, Vito. Like Louis Domingue with the spicy pork and broccoli. Not good with the reception.
Okay, I will think. Okay, if I lose myself once again, I will just change my connection then.
Yeah, keep going. We got you for a bit now.
Yeah. Well, but what's interesting, actually, we have heard a lot of talk about this Tampa Bay depth, Corey Perry and Patrick Maroon, but who in the end up stepped up in the last game? It was Cogliano from Colorado Avalanche, So,
yeah.
That's how it happens, Common things don't happen too often in hockey, I would say. And in this situation, I mean, yeah, well, it will be a lot of pressure on those young guys from Colorado, The Stanley Cup will be in the building. So, and yeah, what I wanted to say. So, Stanley Cup will be in the building. And I mean, it's a 1-day rest only, after actually that travel. So, I'm not sure what's going to favor this travel. I think Colorado should come out blazing in the first period, but we also saw what Tampa can do. They also put up 17 shots in the home arena against the 2 shots in the first period. So that also was unbelievable performance by Tampa Bay. So how I see this game going, I think 3-1 in the series. I think this is the last time we're gonna see the game which can go over, like over 5.5 or 6. I just think that even Vasilevsky, with all these great stats in elimination games, that he's allowing like 1 or 0 goals, I think that just means his performance. So his performance will be good, and he can still allow 3 goals. He's not playing against Rangers or someone else. He's playing against Avs. So I think Tampa Bay can still win this game, even allowing like 3 shots, for example, 3-4 or something like that. So I think Vasilevsky will be good. I still don't have a trust in Darcy Kemper, but he was good, very good in that last game, But again, we talk about goalies which are good consistency, and we talk about goalies which are good game 1 and then not so good in the next game. So I'm not sure what Darcy Kemper are going to see here today. It's his first Stanley Cup final game. I don't know I don't know what to expect. He can maybe let some softy in early. Who knows? So, but I know I know I can trust in Vasilevsky on the other side. So, yeah, I predicted 4-1 Avalanche the win, and of course I should go with Avalanche here as my bet. But well, of course I also could see Tampa Bay stealing. I mean, this one is the
Yep.
elimination game, so I think
Vasilevsky stealing it. Yep. Yep.
yeah, my safest bet, and I mean, if you just shop around, you can find over 5.5 at -115 in a regulation. I think that's a wonderful price. And as I said, I think this is the last time these teams can go over, because if Tampa wins this game and they go back to Tampa, I think from now on, then there's gonna be low scoring games, and in the low scoring games, that's where Tampa Bay will take an advantage. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's an overplay today, over 5.5 at
Yep.
-115 in regulation.
And I like that, the idea of taking it specifically in regulation. So, and makes sense too, because with 6, I mean, 3-3, you're still going to need 3-3, 4-2. It's not one of those situations where you need overtime to get the game over the total. And that's the thing. Over 5.5 regulation, like you could go 3-2. If it's tied, it'll get there, or you're still going to need a goal, and it's going to have to happen in regulation. Get that goal. For it to go over. So it makes sense, and you'll get a better price with it there, over 5.5 there in regulation, as opposed to, say, over 5.5 full game, for example. So over 5.5 in regulation for Vito with his top play, if you will, side or total for game 5. In terms of player props, look, it's pretty much going back to the well with a lot of the same props I've been cashing with a lot. I mean, Val Nichushkin props, and now he didn't factor in much in game 4 in Tampa, but I mean, still, you're looking at a guy that's had an incredible playoffs, and on home ice in particular, he's been just sensational for the Avalanche. Now, I know in Tampa, like I said, he was quiet, no points, but 2 goals, 2 points in game 2 in Denver, 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points game 1 in Denver. In this building, he has been just on fire for the Colorado Avalanche throughout the playoffs, and especially here in this series. He played well in game 1 and in game 2, so Big Val over shots, Big Val, score a goal, score a point. Pretty much the same stuff that I've been regurgitating from a betting standpoint throughout the course of the series. No question, I'm going to be looking at that. Mikko Rantanen, very good streak he's on. You talk about riding streaks when it comes to player props for an assist.
By the way, Rantanen is the most productive player in finals. 0 goals, 8 assists. I think,
Yep.
He's in first place.
And only -130 to get an assist. I think that's a great bet. Mikko Rantanen assist -130, considering the track record of him being able to get assists here in the playoffs, and especially, again, home playoff games in particular. I'm going to go back to the well with Palat again. It finally didn't happen the other night in game 4 for Tampa Bay, but Palat -125 to get a point. By the way, Nichushkin's just -130 to get a point, so I end up liking that. Cirelli to get a point at +115. Like, if Tampa Bay is going to do something offensively, Cirelli might have a hand in it. He's heating up. He's shooting the puck more. So Cirelli to get a point, and Cirelli with the shots on goal. It's still 1.5 -145. And he's been trending over that number repeatedly with shots on goal
Still
lately.
over 1.5.
Yep, still 1.5. Yep. So I definitely like. Yep. I still like that number. Yeah, it's been trending that way, no question. So those are the main ones. Nick Paul, as always, for a small sprinkle, goal and a point, because he's been noticeable. For Colorado, if I'm going to go down there, depth chart, Kadri again. I mean, it's hard to ignore him, and he should feel even better tonight, considering, first game in a while, and he still got the game-winning goal. He still had 2 shots on goal. So, Kadri, in terms of his props tonight to get a point, for him in this game, it's -150. It's actually could be higher. You could say in -140. I'm seeing in some spots, just to get 1 point for Nazem Kadri. The goal scorer prop also stands out to me, something that interests me here with the Kadri tonight, which you can get in that +200 range, +180 to +200. So those are just some of them. I'll probably have more, but that's what I've locked in as of now. So we'll just stick with that for now. But props, you could go on and on forever, but that's what I've locked in as of right now. Alex, for player props tonight for game 5, what are you looking at?
I'm taking a small shot. This is going to be like maybe another quarter unit play. Kel McCarr to score 2 goals tonight at 13-1. And that's kind of me doubling down on my Kel McCarr to win Conn Smythe bet at +500. But I think he's going to have a big game, and I can see him easily being one of the guys on the ice if they have an empty net shot that ends up getting the goal. I think we've already got 5 points in this series. A 2-goal performance here might be able to clinch that trophy for him as well as a cup. So I'm going to take a shot at that at 13-1.
All right, good stuff. And yeah, I mean, I think with Tampa Bay, though, the fear we all think Colorado looks like the fresher team, the faster team, the healthier team, and certainly want to close it out tonight. But there's always Andrei Vasilevsky, the potential of him to stand in your way. And I'll tell you what, if Tampa Bay does win tonight, we're probably going to end up looking back on it and saying Vasi did another masterpiece in an elimination game.
And that's actually that's what I told before this series. I said Vasi has stolen already like 5 games in these all playoffs. They won like 13 games before the finals. Vasi stole 5 of them. So I think he has 2 more games to steal in these finals. So I think this is the one of them which he would like to steal, I guess, right? And well, another thing, actually, there is a small problem where I can see why Tampa Bay can also have some opportunities and score the goals, because I have noticed Colorado Avalanche defensemen, especially McCarst and Taves, they're not meeting the Tampa Bay forwards on the blue line. They're going way too deep in the defensive zone on the rush, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning, they can get very easy in the zone, and I think that's what should change, because a lot of goals came with those splitting the Ds. A lot of goals really came only because Makar and Taves are way too deep back in the defensive zone. They have to come out and meet them in the blue line.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And Makar's been shooting the puck a lot. Let's not forget, I had over shots on goal last game for Cale Makar. So with Alex's prop, yeah, you're going to get the shot attempts and the shots on goal. Look, 3 of the last 4 games here in the Stanley Cup Final, 4+ shots on goal for Cale Makar, 14 in the last 3 games combined. So, that's all you can ask for with the he's going to have the chances, he's going to have the shots, he's going to have the opportunity there to score goals. So that's why if you're Alex, that Cale Makar to score 2, it makes sense too from what we're seeing in terms of his ability. He's shooting the puck, he's getting the pucks to the net, and that's what you want to see definitely with a prop like that. Vito, props for you. What are you liking here?
Yeah, let me check. As I also mentioned yesterday, not so much of a prop guy because this is a team game,
Yes.
As I said, we are not
way more than football or basketball. A quarterback can carry you in football. The point guard or the dominant NBA player can carry you in that sport. It's definitely way more of a team sport. The goalie sometimes can steal it for you in hockey, but still, you need the whole team to be good.
A unit is needed, a full unit. That's what Tampa can do. They play as a full unit sometimes, because it's very hard. You have 20 players in your line, and as a coach, for example, you cannot. It's hard to change the whole team to do one thing. In NBA, you can just tell 2 guys switch the places, give pass. In NHL, you need as a whole unit just change the game, which is very hard, and that's what actually Lighting is very good at. So, but talking about the play props, let me just go through now a little bit. Then, well, I think the same guys as well, Andrei Palat and Big Val can never go wrong with them. I mean, they've been playing well in these playoffs, and they kept playing well. Andre Kadri, how's his name? But how the Kadri scored that goal? I mean, with all that injured time, I mean, he just shot the puck and it was in. Yeah, but yeah, I don't see too much player props. Give me a second. On my book at the moment, I think they are still not on. But I would agree with that. Anthony Cirelli, I think he gets 2 shots. I think actually he has 2 points in a row in 2 games. I think he can find another one today. So Anthony Cirelli is pretty good, pretty hot, and I think you will get a good value with Anthony Cirelli. Also, I have not this betted any time actually yet. I don't know if you have seen this bet in the United States, but in my country we have here Tampa Bay plus 6.5 shots. I don't know if you have a bet like that. I mean, I don't see maybe Colorado out shooting so hard Tampa Bay today. So
yeah, Tampa Bay to outshoot Colorado by 7 or more is what that is.
No, plus 6.5 Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. Plus 6.5. Yeah. Let's think of it like a spread. Okay, so Colorado. That means Tampa Bay to stay within 6 shot on goal margin of Colorado.
Yeah, but again, in hockey, I never like to bet these kind of things because hockey is very situational.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, one team goes down, the second team will have more shots. It's just how it is. You don't go anymore 1-2 aggressive. You go more on that trap plan. And that's how hockey is. So to bet these goalie overshot props, you have to be very, very careful, because you never know how the game will go. But yeah, about the props, I told Cirelli, Big Val, Andre Palat, and Rantanen. Yeah, give me Rantanen for a point or better for an assist. Those four.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely think Rantanen assist is very good value with what we've seen from him. Yeah, a Makar shots on goal prop makes sense to me. He keeps on shooting the puck a lot. You look at it.
And
McKinnon's
by the
always
way,
been.
quick thing I want to
Yeah,
add. Actually, we have seen quite both biggest leaders actually of both teams in these finals. It's Stamkos and McKinnon, right? Stamkos has not scored. I think he has like maybe an assist or something in this series. Same thing goes with McKinnon. So maybe it's gonna be a big show between these two guys today.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I like Nichushkin over shots on goal is minus 150 over 2.5, or you can go 3 at even money. But I like him to go over shots on goal. Nichushkin. Same with Makar. I don't even hate McKinnon, but the problem with McKinnon's been automatic 5 shots on goal or more at home. But it's 4.5. The only problem is 4.5 overs minus 160. It's getting up there. It's getting pricey. It's getting a little bit juicy with the McKinnon over shots on goal prop. But man, I still think it's probably worth taking because on a night like this, chance to win the Stanley Cup final, don't you have that feeling he wants to be the guy to say, hey, and he hasn't had a great series goal scoring wise. He had the fortunate goal that went off him, of course, in game 4 to get him on the board finally. But I think he knows he can take it to another level too. It's a chance to clinch the cup. He's going to be shooting left, right, and center as far as I'm concerned tonight. So I still think he goes over 4.5, even if the price isn't great.
Actually, big problem with Tampa Bay power play. I would add they look old, and the main important thing is Kucherov.
Yeah.
His decisions is like when he needs to shoot, he passes. When he needs to pass, he shoots.
Yeah.
That's been a big problem for them actually in these playoffs.
Yeah, there's no question. I do want to point out too with Cirelli, we all like Cirelli props, but it's actually not a guarantee he plays tonight. We're still waiting for official word on that. Chernak, John Cooper said this morning, I feel good about him playing. He's definitely not 100% now, not close after taking those 2 shot blocks the other night, which forced him to leave for the rest of the game. Didn't come back, but he is a tough as fuck son of a gun. Chernak. We know that, and he's going to play through. They basically are going to have to drag him off the ice for him not to play tonight. But I can't imagine he's close to 100%. But he'll give it all he's got, Chernak. He will play. A little more uncertain with Points missed the last couple games, and they're still not sure if he's coming back. But I do see video imaging of Ball Arena, him skating by himself an hour ago, and he's looking pretty fluid, on the skates. So don't be shocked if Braden Point makes a return here tonight for the. I think he's trending toward playing tonight. He looked good. I mean, he looked like he was skating with very little duress. So it's looking like a situation where we could see Braden Point back tonight for the Lightning. Cirelli, game time decision according to Cooper, because remember that arm injury that he suffered in game 4. So we saw actually a shot on the Sportsnet broadcast in the second intermission. He had to have one of his teammates help put his jersey on for him in that game, and you could tell he's unable to move his arm. It was sensitive. So Cirelli's status is in doubt, but if he's in there, I will be liking those props still. The over 1.5, especially for shots on goal. So keep that in mind. I think for Colorado, nothing is going to change. I think although Burakovsky is the one that's a question, it's still a game time decision. He didn't travel to Tampa Bay with them, but there's still a chance he maybe returns tonight. But again, that is not a sure thing by any stretch of the imagination. And maybe they just better off. Maybe they'll wait till they lose maybe this game before, if it goes back to Tampa Bay for a game 6, then maybe they bring back Burakovsky. So you could see Jared Bednar go in that direction. And I want to give Kemper credit. Kemper did give, I thought the Hedman goal that was scored in game 4, he maybe could have stopped, but I thought he made up for it in the third period in overtime. He made some key saves. And look, Colorado carried the play in overtime, but there were still a couple of really good looks Tampa had in overtime. And Kemper was there to make the save and made the key saves when he needed to. So And it's never easy to play in a game where the other team's kind of carrying the play like Colorado did later and later toward that game. Jeffrey is asking about the side. Vito is not playing the side. He's not betting the side. I think he thinks Colorado ends it tonight
Well,
because he picked Colorado in 5 to begin the series, but I don't think he's loving betting them individually tonight. I don't think he likes the price enough.
yeah, because well, as I said yesterday, the Las Vegas was built on commonplace, right? So the Avalanche is a common play today. So, but well, yeah, that's why I'm going with over 5.5. And well, only way how can I lose? It's like if Vasi makes a very unbelievable game, and I mean they win 2-1. You know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if Colorado wins, I think it goes over, and if Tampa wins, I think 75% of chance it goes also over. I think Vasi still. I think Av still at home can score 2-3 goals. You know. So and if they lose, that means Tampa will score 4, right? So only way how can I lose if Colorado really doesn't find the net today and Vasi makes some unbelievable saves. But yeah, the side, of course, I would choose Colorado as a side. But there's not a price. And again, actually, the one guy was asking me yesterday. Remember, Ian, about a regulation, and when we told him to go with -1 full game. So same thing today. I recommend to go with -1, -1 full game. You will get better odds, and you will also push just in case if it goes to OT and Colorado wins.
Yeah, there we go. And there's definitely that's the main difference to what you're doing with the over 5.5 in regulation. So again, that is the concern. Everybody's going to love Colorado tonight, but I think it's for a reason. I think it's for a reason. Tampa Bay's really, really running on fumes right now, and it sure looked that way at the end, like Game 4. Was just get the puck out.
Find a way. That's what both do.
Well, the find a way tonight is defend, just clear the puck out, sit back, capitalize on mistakes that Colorado makes, and hope Vasilevsky makes 50 saves. To me, that's their path. That's their only path to winning tonight.
Well, actually, I also think that the message from John Cooper will be that, as you guys know, here in Denver, first 10, 15 minutes, we're going to have a blowout on our net. That's when we need to keep the puck out of our net, and then we can try to steal it very late. Well, if Tampa plays the best they can, just keeping the pucks to the outside, and Vasilevsky will catch everything he needs from the outside, So, actually, I would like to add one more bet. I think Colorado money line first period is not a bad look. I think Colorado can get that goal because I know that in Denver, I think Colorado in first 10, 15 minutes is going to have like 7 to 8 shots against 1 to 2 shots, maybe. Who knows how it's going to happen, but I just think it's hard to play in Denver.
Yeah. Cooper said that all series too. We had trouble with the altitude, the thin air, especially in Game 1 and Game 2. Maybe they're used to it now, and they'll feel better about it tonight in Game 5. But it goes without saying, Colorado has jumped on Tampa Bay each of the first 2 games at home. Colorado just jumped on them, scored early. So Colorado to score again, you're not getting a bargain, but Colorado to score the first goal or goal in the first 10 minutes. It might be something to consider here as well tonight in this one. We'll see how it goes. But obviously, Tampa Bay, a long road back. We'll see if the champions have a massive, massive push in them, even if the body, like I said, to me, it's the mind is willing, but the flesh is weak. That is what this looks like to me for the Tampa Bay Lightning right now. All right, great stuff. Great analysis here, breaking down Game 5, sides, totals, props with Vito and Alex B. Smith. We'll go to best bets to wrap it up in just a second. And this could be, well, we're going to do a recap. Like if this is a Colorado win tonight, and the series ends and we see them win the Stanley Cup, we will have a recap show, and we'll wait until Monday to do that. We will do a recap show on Monday. It'll be the season finale of the Ice Guys. Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, if Colorado wins tonight. If Tampa somehow wins tonight, I shouldn't say somehow. They're fully capable of winning tonight. I just think they're up against it. But if Tampa does win tonight, we will have our regular Sunday edition, game day edition of the show for Game 6, Sunday at noon Eastern. And obviously Game 7, if there would be one, we'd have the Tuesday show, would be off Monday if there's a Game 7. And we would go, and the recap show would still be Monday, by the way, if it ends in Game 6 on Sunday. But if it goes to Game 7, there'd be no show Monday, and we'd have the game day show at 2 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we'd have a betcast, which we think we might be done with the betcast, but we wouldn't be if there's a Game 7. We will have one for Game 7, 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday if there is one. But If Colorado ends it tonight, we will have a season finale edition of the Ice Guys on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that's the schedule moving forward based on all the different permutations and possibilities. All right, DraftKings Sportsbook, official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers bet just $1 on any NHL team, get $150 in free bets if they win. If DraftKings Sportsbook isn't available in your state or province, you can play for huge cash prizes with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Hockey Contest. DraftKings giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings app, sign up for an account, use the promo code THPN, bet just $1 on any NHL team, get $150 in free bets if they win. That's promo code THPN. At DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Must be 21 years of age or older. Must reside in a DraftKings Sportsbook state or province. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Download the DraftKings app. Sign up for an account. Use the promo code THPN. All right, best bets. It could be the last best bet that we all have for this NHL season, depending on what happens tonight. Alex, we'll start with you. Best bet.
Yeah, it's been an incredible run for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, 3 years in a row as the Eastern Conference champions. Just a ton of talent. And say what you want about, them circumventing the salary cap and guys getting injured and stuff. This has been an incredible run for them. But I think it all comes to a halt tonight. I like the Colorado Avalanche in regulation minus $1.15. Back home at Ball Arena, that place is going to be absolutely electric. Like I said, if they get the first goal, it'll be all hands on deck for a good 60 minutes. And I think Colorado takes care of things at home. He said the altitude's in their favor. What's the old phrase? They said clear eyes and full hearts. It means you shouldn't lose right there. So I'm going to go with the Avs to hoist the Stanley Cup tonight, minus $1.15 in regulation. And I'll see you guys on Monday.
There we go. That's a confident and definitive. It's ending tonight. We'll see you on Monday for the season finale of the Ice Guys. I like it. Like it. Alex, definitive with Colorado in regulation minus 115 tonight in Game 5 for his best bet. Vito from the midsummer holiday in Latvia right now, enjoying the week and the time off. Vito, best bet for tonight.
Yeah, well, first of all, definitely thank you for having me on the show, and thanks for all the viewers to always give some boost and hype up there, with some questions and so on, and just giving us support, and yeah, well, talking about today and the game, I mean, this has been a hell of a long season. I'm happy for it, I like hockey, but yeah, my bet, I think I already released it. It was over 5.5. I just think that Colorado will come out early here, hungry. I can see maybe them scoring two goals, and then Tampa Bay will need to climb back in this game. Colorado has that defense A+, but the goalie is still not A+. So Kemper had an amazing game, game 4, so Kemper is not a guy who I see playing like multiple games very well in a row, So as I said, Tampa Bay has came back many times from different positions, being down 3-1 in series or being down in game. So they always find a way. So yeah, over 5.5 would be will be my play of the day. And I would also add like half a unit or a sprinkle to Avalanche to win the first period. I think it's like plus 144.
All right, there we go. So Colorado, a little bit in the first period at minus a half. That's the minus a half option, around plus 145, plus 150 first period. But official best bet for him is over 5.5, minus 115 in regulation for Game 5. And my best bet's going to be the over as well, full game, 6. I'll go 6 plus 100 for the full game over. I like the Avs team total over as well, but I use that as my best bet on Wednesday. I don't want to go back to it tonight, although I really do like that 3.5 plus 110 for Colorado tonight. But I'm going to go over 6 plus 100 for the official best bet for me here for Game 5. NHL Stanley Cup Final between the Lightning and the Avs. All right. Well, I thought we were going to wrap up the show, but we have, I don't know if it's an intruder. I think it's Andrew McGinnis, actually, trying to join us here right as we are ready to sign off. Andrew, is that you? Can you hear me?
Hello, this is not somebody taking over the StreamYard. This is not an intruder. What's up, guys? I had to jump on. It's been,
there he is. You must be traveling.
Day, I've got some picks. Here. I've got
all right, let's hear them.
Hedman shots on goal. I've got Cale Makar to get an assist. Even we saw Stamkos with 5 shots and then 1 shot last game. I'm taking him at plus money over 3.5 shots on goal. Landeskog to get a goal at plus 145. I think I locked it in at. And third period to be the highest scoring period. You can get that at our sponsor with DraftKings. And I think Colorado wraps it up tonight. So Colorado on the puck line at plus 155.
All right, there we go. And I like the puck line. I like the third period highest scoring. I mentioned that earlier in the show. I like that. I agree with that. So a few of those props sound good. There we go, Andrew. Coming out firing here. Great stuff. Let's go. And what's your best bet?
Best bet? You know what? I really, really like that Victor. I like the Hedman shots on goal. So, you know what? The guy was shooting the puck like he was a forward last game, and some of these forwards are getting locked up, and you know, the defenders are the ones that are open for shots. So I think Hedman gets a lot of shots, and despite the juice, I think it's a great price there, great play.
There we go. All right, Victor Hedman, actually, I have taken shots on goal over with him throughout the series a couple of times, so it makes sense. And he is getting the shot attempts. The shot volume is there. And you look at the numbers that Victor Hedman's had with the shots in the series. 7 the last game, 3 before that. He's gone over 2.5, 3 straight games here in the Stanley Cup final going into Game 5 tonight. So there you go, Andrew McGinnis with Hedman over shots on goal for his best bet.
All right, that's guys, a wrap. Enjoy the game.
You too, Andrew. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
There he is, Andrew McGinnis. And again, if Colorado wraps up the series tonight, we are back on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern for our goodbye. It's our season finale, our recap show. We put a nice bow on the season and the Stanley Cup playoffs, as we always do. We never leave you hanging. We don't just, if the season ends tonight, then today was the last show. We always put a nice little wrap on the season. So that'll be on Monday if Colorado wraps up tonight. And if Tampa wins tonight, then we see you Sunday at 2 p.m. or noon Eastern, rather, for our Game 6 preview. So that's where we stand. We hope you enjoy Game 5. And if this is the last game that we preview, man, it's so fun to break down games, whether we agree, whether we disagree, and just being able to talk about it, talk everything out. It's just a whole lot of fun, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah. Absolutely. Not only is it fun, but I mean, it helps us. You know, sometimes we bring up something that we might not think about, and you know, like I said, this is a community. We all look to help each other, try to make the best bets on a given night in any game, and you know, profit from it. So it's enjoyable, but it's also you know, some meaningful information about the year as well.
Yeah, no question about that. It's been a great season of breaking down games. Will we have another one to break down on Sunday? We'll see, but depends on what happens tonight. Great stuff. Hit the like button. Everybody watching on YouTube, hit the like button. We appreciate that very much, and appreciate everyone tuning in throughout the season as well. We only have a couple of shows left, but we appreciate everyone joining us all year long. Great stuff for Vito. For Alex P. Smith, I'm Ian Cameron. Reminder, download the podcast if you can't watch the show live on YouTube, on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Download the podcast when you can't watch the show live. Have a great Friday night. Enjoy Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, and good luck. And we will talk to you either Sunday or Monday for another edition of the Ice Guys Show presented by the Hockey Podcast Network.